Hi everyone, welcome in, and as usual I'm very happy to see all of you here today. And as you can probably see by the thumbnail picture, we are going to address what I'm sure you've all probably heard already, is that black flakies are going to be going away, and I am so sad about that because I absolutely love polishes with black flakies in them. And I think I also heard that there is a possibility that purple flakies are going to be going away too. So when I heard that, and then on Rogue Lacquer's page, she announced that she's going to have, the last Imagineering set and then the last restock of polishes with her black flakies in them. And so after hearing that, did I freak out and FOMO buy all of the Rogue Lacquer polishes that I've been wanting? You bet your booty I did. Did I need all of these polishes? No, but like I said, I absolutely love polishes with black flakies. Do these look like some of the polishes that I probably already have with black flakies? Yes. Do some of them that I purchased actually look kind of similar to each other? Yes, but I don't care. And it's so funny. I told my daughter, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's no reason for me to go to Polish and Beauty Expo now this year. And she was like, yeah, she's like, I'm going to remind you of that, Mom, when we're at Polish and Beauty Expo. So that is enough jabbering, and let's go ahead and get into the polishes that I bought. So the first 4 polishes that I have are from her last Imagineers collection. She had announced that, this was going to be her final Imagineering collection that she released. So I did buy that collection. And the first one here is this pretty kind of greenish turquoise with some shifting flakes in there. You can see they kind of shift orange, kind of magenta, purpley, and there's black flakes in there. And this is called Immersive Magic. And here it is in 2 coats on the nail. I know I usually always put 3 coats of polish on these nails, but I did not want to waste a drop of any of these polishes. So I only put 2 coats on these nails. And this next one is kind of a pinky purple base, and then it's got some shifting flakes in there. They're kind of magenta, orange, coppery shifting flakes. And this is called Dreambound. And here it is, 2 coats. And the next one has a purple base, and it's got some silver shifty flakes in there with black flakes. And this is called Plausible Impossible. And here that is in 2 coats. This one has a blue base, and it's got blue and kind of green turquoise shifting flakes in there and black flakes. And this is called Wishcraft. And here that is in 2 coats. This is really pretty. I think it's coming off a little brighter on camera, the base color, than it is in real life. The base color is more kind of a muted blue. When I'm looking through the viewfinder, it looks brighter, but I'll have to look because a lot of times when I say that, and then when I go back and I, look at the video, the color is actually accurate. So we'll see. And this one is a red based polish, and it has kind of coppery orange shifting flakes, and then it's got some magenta purpley flakes in there. And this is called Fantastic. And here that is in 2 coats. And this next one has a green base, and it's got kind of green gold shifting flakes and black flakes. And this is called The Happiest Place on Earth. And here that is in 2 coats. And this is another one that has a pink base. But this one is more pink, where the other one that I had was more kind of purple leaning. It also has that kind of coppery shifting flakes in there with some magenta flakes. And this one is called Beyond Imagination. Oops. And here that is in 2 coats. This one too is looking brighter when I look at it through my camera than it is in person, but like I said, I'll have to see what it looks like. And this one is just full of all different colored flakes. There's green and purple and red, and then the black flakes in there. And this is called Disney Adult. And here it is in 2 coats on the nail. This one has a kind of grayish purple, a muted grayish purple base, and then it's got it looks like some gold, maybe shimmer in there, and some purple and orange flakes along with the black flakes. And this is called The House of Usher. This is from a Halloween collection. And here it is in 2 coats. And this one is just a black flaky topper, and it is called Batsy. And here that is, I think I only put 1 coat of this on this nail. And then these last 2 that I have are these next 2, I should say, are ones from my recent purchase, and then the 4 after that are polishes that I already had in my collection. I figured I'd just go ahead and go through and look for the rest of the Rogue lacquers that I haven't swatched yet. So like I said, the last 4 are ones that I already had. This is a green based polish with some gold, copper, and you can see some kind of even a magenta pinky shift in there. And this is called I Put a Spell on You. And here it is in 2 coats on the nail. And this next one is kind of a pale gray base. And it's got orange and purple and some coppery shift in there and the black flakes. And this is called Fall Morning Fog. And here that is in 2 coats. And then this is one that I already had in my collection. These Imagineering polishes that I have already in my collection are the first polishes that I ever actually bought off of the Rogue Lacquer website. This one is kind of a muted purple, and you can see it's got those different color flakes in there, purple, magenta, kind of some gold in there, and then the black flakes, and this is called Fantasyland. And here that is in 2 coats. And this is another kind of pale. I am so sorry about my voice. When I was in the hospital recently, when I was sick and had that whole thing going on with my appendix and I was septic, they also found that I have some nodules on my thyroid. 3 of them to be exact, and one of them is kind of large, and I did have a biopsy done last week, and I prayed to God that it would be negative, because if something else happened, like I said, I have been so sick since November of last year with my ruptured appendix, and like I said, I was septic and I was so sick. If something else would have happened, if that biopsy would have came back positive, it would have pushed me over the edge. And the doctor said that my frequent scratchy voice and losing my voice could actually be related to that nodule on my thyroid, just kind of irritating, but it's nothing that has to be removed at this point, thank goodness. We just have to have another ultrasound in a year and just keep an eye on it. But like I said, I just apologize. My voice just kind of cracks like this all the time, and now I kind of maybe have an explanation as to why it does that. But like I said, this is kind of a pale grayish polish, and it's got those different shifty flakes in there with the black flakes. I did buy this at Polish and Beauty Expo in 2024. It was a small batch polish, and it's called Doc. And here it is on the nail in 3 coats. No, 2 coats, I'm sorry. This is another polish that I bought at Polish Beauty Expo in 2024. This is part of the Bridgerton Volume 1 collection. I bought 2 of these. They're very similar to each other. This one has a bluish base with that pink purple shimmer, and I think the other one is more of a pinkish base with like a bluish shimmer. But this one is called Dearest Gentle Reader. And here it is in 2 coats on the nail. 2 coats. I think I said 3 coats the last time, but it's 2 coats. And this last one I have is also from Polish and Beauty Expo. It's just a flaky balm polish, and it also has kind of a pale grayish base to it. And this is called the Bear. I'm assuming this is named after the show The Bear that's based in Chicago. And here it is in 2 coats on the nail. So that is the last one. So as usual, I'm going to go ahead and put all the numbers on the bottle, and we'll go ahead and put everything in my books. So here I'm going to put my pinks in. And you can see they probably are looking pretty similar, but this one is a little bit lighter in pink. This one is a little bit darker in pink. Like I said, they're very similar, but that's okay. So this is my red, purple, and black book. So let me put my nails in here. like I said, some of these, when they're all different colors, it's really hard to decide where you want to put things, but like I said, it's as long as they're generally organized, that's all I'm aiming for. So there's all my reds and blacks and purples. So this book is my greens, blues, grays, silvers. So we're going to put these in here. And let's see. What are you doing, Lily? I don't know if you can hear her. She's sitting right here next to me, purring away. There. And I'm going back, and when I looked at the video, please do not push that off the desk. This one here, it does look brighter on camera. In the real color, it's actually kind of more of a muted blue color. So on the camera, it is looking a little bit brighter. But there we go. All of my recent FOMO purchases from Rogue Lacquer. So like I said, this is how I showed you guys this before. I write down all the names of the brand and then the names of the polish, and you know, put the numbers on top of the bottles, and then organize them in my drawers by color instead of doing it by brand. Where are my numbers? She just left them down, so that goes there. So thank you guys so much for being with me here today, and I will see you in the next video. I hope you have a great day. Bye.